Bank, let's talk about Standard Bank because it has launched an Africa-China agent proposition which aims at assisting African importers to source and validate goods from suppliers in China. The head of Africa-China integration at Standard Bank, Dr. Manasseh Alagboso, says this will put Ghana on a stronger negotiation position in terms of cost of importing from China. He said this at the launch of the initiative in Accra. And he joins me in studio with more of that. Thanks for your time tonight. Hope I didn't destroy the surname, but it's good to have you tonight. So tell me a bit more about this Africa-China agent proposition.
So the Africa-China agent proposition, we called it agent proposition because there's an agent involved. Actually, it's aimed at customers who import from China, be they SME or medium businesses or large businesses. And we want to make sure that the Standard Bank Group, which is represented as Stanbic Bank Ghana, in collaboration with the biggest bank in the world, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC, we're able to use this collaboration to make it easy for our customers to do business with China in a manner that will sustain their business and help them grow.
Why China? There's got to be something you're seeing that we are not.
No, I mean, China is the second largest economy in the world, and they're on a growth trajectory that will certainly make them the biggest economy in the next decade, possibly. And their relationship with Africa has increased tremendously in the last decade. In fact, China has what Africa wants. Most African countries are net importers, and there's huge need for growth, not just on infrastructure and investment, but to spur growth at the level of SMEs and small and medium businesses. So we can see this happening. The businesses are actually already doing it. Lots and lots of Ghana clients go to China all the time to import goods. And all we are doing as a bank is to connect them into our network in China.
Yeah, and right. This is coming at a time where there have been concerns raised about China's interest in Africa. People concerned that China may be exploiting Africa. Because you say Africa has what China needs. What do you say to people like that?
I will tell them that that's probably not the correct information. I don't believe, given what China has done in Africa so far, that there's any intention of colonization in it. We know the history of Africa and where we've come from. And if you look at the investments and infrastructure development that China has been involved in Africa, none of those lacks government support. So if the citizenry are not happy about any of those investment and collaboration with China, we should be blaming our government, not China. However, from our interaction and engagement with China at a strategic level, we know that China has good intention. Just recently, they have not only made sure that they are supporting African government at various levels, they've also opened their market for Africans to export to China. Likewise, the rest of the world. But this is a brilliant opportunity now for Africa to export finished goods to China, not just raw materials.
And for instance, the U.S. has warned African countries against China. And I'm going to come to this part of it because we know currently that the U.S. and China are in a trade battle. And we know that it has economic implications for both countries, some suggesting that China may be on the losing end. And we are introducing this around the same time. I just want to pick your thoughts about the trade war going on right now. Who is going to be the winner, who is losing, really, and the global impact?
You know the saying that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. Chances are Africa as a whole and the smaller countries will end up being at the receiving end of the fallout from the China and US trade war. It's not easy now to say who is going to win or who is going to lose, but often from history, when you have this kind of trade war, it often results in a lose-lose situation. The question is because Africa is such at a juncture where global events impact Africa, whether positively or negatively. One thing that we know for certain that will come out of this is China will have to look elsewhere for trading partners, and Africa will be one of those. Okay,
final one in 15 seconds, if you can. So what's in it for African importers, again, if they sign on to this?
African importers will have opportunity now to increase their negotiation power through the network that we have connected them into. They will have opportunity to get much better price, better conditions of payment, and guaranteed quality of goods that they paid for. And that's what we have brought to them. We have tested it, it works, and we are now inviting them to leverage this opportunity.
Thanks for your time tonight. That was Head of Africa-China Integration at Standard Bank, Dr. Manasseh Alagwoso. Thanks very much for your time.
My pleasure.
On Business Live tonight.